And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. Of course, yesterday we see Nigel Farage head off to Congress to talk about free speech and the state of the UK and where it is heading under the new Online Safety Act, and of course the arrests that we've seen over the last year for people posting on social media. Now, following that, I just felt I wanted to watch some of the US media's reaction, particularly Fox News. They are absolutely dumbfounded by the state of the UK and actually what is happening with regard to suppression of free speech. Let's have a little watch and react to this, but as always guys, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more.
And free speech is alive in America, but Congress says it's on life support in Europe as they get ready to examine how restrictions there could impact Americans' ability to speak freely here in the U.S. Welcome to a brand new hour of America's Newsroom. I'm Dana Perino.
Morning to you. Pretty fast hour, number one, right?
In the books.
We'll keep it rolling.
Let's go.
I'm Bill Hemmer. Good morning. Europe's threat to American speech and innovation. That's the subject of a House hearing that's about to get underway on the Hill. Judiciary Committee zeroing in on Europe's sweeping tech laws and how they could suppress free speech even for Americans online.
So the hearing comes as TV writer Graham Linehan was arrested on arrival at Heathrow Airport over social media posts on trans issues. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage will be giving testimony today. He spoke to Sean Hannity about this case last night.
We are literally becoming like an authoritarian state where if you express an opinion that is not liked, and bear in mind, Mr. Linehan, who lives in Phoenix, Arizona these days, to be met by 5 armed officers as if he was some sort of international terrorist for literally putting jokey comments out about trans activists who played his life for years shows you what the problem is.
Well, keep in mind, he's talking about a guy who flew in from the U.S. He had been in Arizona and arrived back in the U.K. Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel follows this story now. Mike, what you learn?
Bill, Dana, good morning to you. Congress digging into speech issues in Europe over concerns it could impact the rights of Americans. A hearing getting underway in House Judiciary any moment now. I asked Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona, a member of this committee, why this matters to Congress. And he says because this law affects American businesses, people, and internet service providers.
Well, because it impacts U.S. individuals as well. I mean, they want to do everything from censor all websites and do age accountability, but they also want to get into, Mike, they want to be able to get into cell phones and do backdoor hacks.
This comes as British comedian Graham Linehan posted yesterday that he's been arrested again. When he landed at Heathrow Airport, Linehan says he was met by 5 armed officers. He says they told him he was being arrested over 3 posts on X. Linehan writes, quote, "In a country where pedophiles escape sentencing, where knife crime is out of control, where women are assaulted and harassed every time they gather to speak, the state had mobilized 5 armed officers to arrest a comedy writer for this tweet. And no, I promise you, I am not making this up." Among the tweets, Linehan wrote, quote, "If a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he is committing a violent, abusive act." Piers Morgan reacted saying when it comes to free speech, Britain is turning into North Korea, setting the stage for today's hearing.
Wow.
Bill, Dana?
What a story. Okay, here we go. Mike Emanuel, thanks, live in D.C. Dana?
Well, on this, we have the perfect guest. Ben Shapiro hosts The Ben Shapiro Show. And J.K. Rowling, who I know you follow on X, she posted this. What the F has the UK become? This is totalitarianism, utterly deplorable. It's not new, but this is a striking example of what's been going on.
Yeah, it definitely is not new. I mean, the New York Post reported just a few months ago that they'd had dozens and dozens of arrests per day based on social media postings. Meanwhile, obviously, they have crime problems that are out of control in the UK. They've had massive scandals inside the UK government and covered up by the UK media, including that Rotherham grooming gang scandal, which actually spanned a number of cities in the UK. And currently, Yvette Cooper, who's the Home Secretary over there, is talking about importing more refugees from the Middle East who are presumably not going to share sort of the UK's historic values. So this is what it looks like when a civilization decides to completely hollow itself out.
Keep in mind, this guy writes sitcoms.
Yes.
All right? And a member of parliament said Britain used to be known for its sense of humor. Now the police are arresting people for making jokes. This is a high-profile deal because people know about him. There are others who people have, they're just regular folks who are riding a keyboard inside their office or their home.
This is right. And I think that the thing that it's important for Americans to know, there are really two things that are important. One is that speech restrictions in Europe do have an impact on American businesses. If you run a media business, for example, in the United States, and you're trying to distribute your material abroad, you have to abide by the law in those particular countries. So you do have to worry about distributing, for example, those tweets on Fox News in the UK. Could that create legal liability? These are actual issues that lawyers have to think about. And then the second big thing to remember here is that the First Amendment is the most robust and most well-defended amendment of the United States Constitution. If that were not the case, if the Supreme Court had a different orientation, you would be seeing hate speech exceptions to free speech written into the Constitution, and this sort of thing would be happening in states presumably like California and also in New York.
I think the other thing that's very disturbing about this is that this is a British guy who was in America, wrote the tweets while he was on American soil, but the armed guards in Heathrow, they must have tracked him and his flight so that they could be there and receive him at the airport and arrest him off the plane, send him to the hospital.
This is exactly right. So apparently he wrote in his Substack that when he got to the airport in the United States, there was some sort of snafu with the ticket, and he realized later that that actually was the airline that was coordinating probably with British authorities to ensure that they had officers on the ground ready to take him away to jail for these bad tweets. I mean, it's insane.
Wow.
The whole world is shocked. The US is shocked. They can't believe what's happening in the United Kingdom. And credit to Nigel Farage for going out there to Congress and being a witness and telling them. So hopefully the US politicians can get involved and protect the First Amendment of their country. In other news, Sir Sadiq Khan has called for the axing of Britain's largest arms fair due to it offending asylum seekers and being inappropriate during Israel's Gaza campaign. London's mayor took aim at the DSEI event from September 9th to 12th, saying the capital should not be used as a marketplace for those who wish to trade in weapons. Sir Sadiq said the city was home to thousands of people who have fled conflict and suffered as a result of weapons like those exhibited at this event. The mayor's intervention was dismissed as defense industry insiders argued they were helping protect people under ceaseless attack from our enemies. The UK government has barred Israeli officials from attending the event after growing concerns over the way Israel is conducting itself in Gaza. A spokesman for Sir Sadiq said, "The mayor is completely opposed to this event taking place in London. He is appalled that the capital is being used as a marketplace for those who wish to trade in weapons," the spokesman added. The mayor has previously written to both the organisers and Excel to remind them that London is home to thousands of people who have fled conflict and suffered as a result of weapons like those exhibited at this event, and continues to urge them to reconsider hosting the fair in London in the future. The spokesman said that the event was inappropriate given Israel's ongoing military operation in Gaza. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.